All right, I know it's been a while, but I'm here to play catch up, but boy, do we have a lot to talk about. Welcome to episode 8 of the EverQuest Show. Last episode's interview with Holly gave some hints about the changes that were coming to EverQuest and Daybreak, but boy, we had no idea. First, the news that EverQuest and EverQuest II teams have become their own development studio called Darkpaw Games. We kind of knew that was coming, but we were waiting for the official announcement. Darkpaw Games will continue to develop these games as their own separate studio, as well as hoping to expand on the series. They debuted a new look, they had a new logo, lots of purple, some nifty sweatshirts, and of course this is a throwback to Fippy Darkpaw. He symbolizes the studio's scrappy and dedicated love to the game. Now, Daybreak isn't done altogether. They're still going to be the publisher of the titles, but this should give Darkpaw a little bit more independence. And then came the big news from Holly. In a statement from Holly Longdale, she says, in part, "I will be taking my leave from Darkpaw Games for a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity that I owe to all the players and developers of EverQuest and EverQuest II. In her place, Jennifer Chan, technical director for EverQuest, will take the reins. She's been assisting Holly and leading the teams for the last 5 years. She's a veteran to the team. When I visited San Diego late last year, I had the chance to interview JChan, and I think you'll see EQ is in good hands."
I put out fires. That's it. I'm JChan, a technical director of the EverQuest franchise. Grew up really wanting to get into the gaming industry, and I loved games. Growing up playing a lot of RPGs, a lot of computer games, and somebody I went to college with said, "Hey, are you still interested in getting into the gaming industry?" And I was like, "Yes." "What do I need to do?" And he said, "We're looking for a programmer on EverQuest." All throughout the night I get emails. It's like, "Oh yeah, there was this issue and there's this issue overnight." So I go in, I address all the emails, I work on forward planning, I make sure that we're all buttoned up, so then that way when it's time, it's like, okay, go! We can actually go, instead of like, well, what are we doing? So I do a lot of technical planning, a lot of firefighting, and just general pickup wherever's needed. I regularly read the forums every day, and I'm looking for trends now. It's like, okay, yes, there seems to be a genuine issue here because there seems to be a lot of discussion around this and this topic keeps on coming up. A lot of overanalyzing sometimes because it's like, wait, is this EverQuest? Is this really within the vein of what EverQuest is? And it's a lot of respect and honor, and we get it. I mean, I can tell you that the rest of the people here, it's like, yeah, no, we're here because we love it. We're here because we love EverQuest and we love being able to put out something that has affected so many people. So definitely the advanced loot system, because that really changed the pacing of the game so drastically. That started initially as, what was it, a 4-page doc? And then it ballooned to, what, 50-some pages by the time we finished? When I first went to Fanfare, no one knew who I was other than I'm just wearing a shirt, right? I'm just wearing a company shirt, and it's like, okay, so she works for the company, don't know who they are. And I was just kind of walking around and just talking to random people. And then later on, somebody came up to me and said, "You're one of the programmers on the team?" And it was just this complete shock. And it's like, "Oh, I'm so sorry. I didn't mean any of the things I said. Will you sign this for me?"
One of the promises made by the announcement of Darkpaw Studios is the release of some EverQuest merchandise, and it looks like the company's followed through on that. Limited edition EverQuest 20th anniversary shirts and EverQuest II 15th anniversary shirts were offered on Amazon for a short time. The EverQuest shirts sold out pretty quickly, but the EQ2 shirts aren't far behind. And also just announced an a cappella version of some of your favorite EQ music. The San Diego-based Encore Vocal Ensemble put together several a cappella versions of EverQuest music, and it's on sale via Amazon, Apple Music, Spotify, and Google Play. with the 21st anniversary now behind us, 2 more servers have now been announced. Rule sets are still being hashed out, but one will be a boxing server named Rizlona, and the other is going to be a TrueBox server, and it will be called Aradune. The name Aradune, of course, is an homage to Brad McQuaid, who sadly we lost at the end of 2019. Brad McQuaid was one of the original developers of EverQuest, also known as Aradune. As a tribute in the game, a memorial was placed in the eastern plains of Karana with his name, along with his trademark flaming sword. When clicked, the marker reads, "Thank you for making our lives here possible." Huge number of players have submitted their pictures online, showing their pilgrimage to the site and paying tribute. Brad McQuaid died on November the 18th. He was 50 years old. And with the COVID-19 pandemic underway, it's keeping a lot of gamers home, and the developers too. Tom Toby, artist for EverQuest and EverQuest II, recently posted this on social media. The EQ2 team now all working remotely. It's a well-tuned machine, and so far no glitches. The EverQuest II team is smaller, but it's a very close-knit group. And late last year, I had the chance to sit down with some of the members of the development team to talk about that dynamic and what's coming for EverQuest II. Here's a little bit about what they had to say.
It's a sequel, first of all.
We're talking EverQuest 2, right?
Really?
Yeah, please.
The team is going.
I think the game is doing great. We've been around such a long time, and to have a game still doing as well as we do, it doesn't happen. And to be around for as long as we have and have players to where it looks like we're doing better than we were years ago. And the population is so healthy, and we just keep going and keep making stuff.
I mean, the game's healthy. That's the main thing, right? Like, there's a lot of perception issues out there. We have players asking for, like, you know, server merges and stuff like that. But to be honest, the population on every server is pretty strong. Well, not every server.
Some of the special rule set servers.
Some of the special rule set servers are a little lower populated.
I don't think we'd be here if it wasn't for our players, so
Yeah.
we're kind of doing great because of that alone. It's crazy just seeing the discussion that still goes on and the stuff we've created, the stuff they're asking for, the ideas these guys have, the way we execute those ideas. Yeah, we're doing great.
The team that we have now is, it's just all masters, right? Like, I mean, I've been on this team for a very long time, and there was a time when the team had 90 people, and you literally didn't know what the guy next to you was working on. You had no idea. Well, what are you working on?
Yeah, we used to not talk design back in the day.
We're doing that?
It was like, yeah, it would go through a channel, and we didn't want to go talk to him. We would just.
Do you think that makes it better? Do you think that
Yeah, I mean
the cream rises to the
yeah, oh,
top?
absolutely. But it's not just that. We've learned to do a lot more with less, obviously. But the other thing is we also try to make sure that the quality doesn't suffer. And I would say just about everything we've done over the past 6-7 years, we've been, you know, through some hard times, and the company has had issues here and there. The realization is that our team, you know, shrinks, and now we are boiled down to the best of the best. And how much content and how much stuff we do every year, I am so proud of. There was a point where we were, you know, deciding whether or not we were going to do expansions anymore because we weren't sure we had the manpower. And when you get to that point, it's kind of scary. And we said, oh, yeah, we are. We're going to keep doing expansions. And to be honest, I think they come out better every year.
Particularly given the size of our team, it really comes down to our passion, our players' passion.
The people we have are all very invested. They love what we're doing with the game. Everybody's super passionate. That's really the best part to remember. They're giving you information because they love what you're giving them already. Just make they want you to make it even better.
We get to create amazing things and amazing stories, and it's because the players enjoy the content and want to keep playing our game. Without them, we wouldn't be able to do this at all. So
yeah, I mean, we do this for you. I know sometimes seems like we're not responsive or we don't care, but I mean the honest truth is we're busy. We're busy, you know, making content, making dungeons, you know, quests, whatever, all the stuff that we do, but we do it for you, absolutely. You know, we wouldn't be here without you.
We're heading in such an exciting direction, especially with this next expansion, that I can't help but be excited for it. There were some quests put in for Erelisi Day, and I'm really, really proud of those. Some off-mirror that were in love and that they needed gifts for each other, and also some of the lore that we've been able to put in where we found threads that were kind of left to the wayside, story over here, story over there, and we wove them together into one line where it all made sense, and where it all came
Any
together.
specifics that that come to mind?
Yeah, with the order of rhyme specifically, when we created that storyline, I found some little tidbits here and there and wove them together, and was really, really happy with it.
I like dungeon crawl zones. So actually some of my favorite zones are from really early in the game. The dark, gritty feel to it, turning around a corner, getting murdered by a bunch of undead halflings. I mean, who doesn't love that?
When we did Balon, and we're telling a little story, and there's like these little worshipy lizard stuff, and he breaks in and rips them apart, and it adds a lot of interest into the story. We're doing stuff beyond what we normally do.
We have an amazing sound team. Mark McBride, who's the director, it also has been composing music for our game for the past, how many expansions?
4, 5
expansions. Yeah. Because we lost the budget, so Mark started composing music. We sit down and we write music docs. We talk to everybody. What do you want stuff to sound like in your zone? Besides the sounds that everything drips and everything clangs and everything ponks when you walk on it. He's not being paid for it. He's doing it as a passion thing in his spare time. The first 2 expansions, he delivered full, 12, 15 pieces of music for our expansion. Kunark Ascending, where he did, all the music.
Well, I'll say that really comes down to the players. As long as they keep playing, we're going to be here making games. I mean, we've had times in the past where like, okay, how long do we have? How long is this going to keep on going? And then, without giving stats and stuff, we look back and we're like, hey, we're more healthy today than we were a couple of years ago. How is this happening?
EverQuest II.
My answer is I don't see any foreseeable end to either game. I mean, the people on both games love what they do, and, all of us are here because of EverQuest.
It's a quick wrap up for this episode, and I know it's been a while between episodes. There's been a lot going on. I'll try my best to try to get these episodes out as quickly as possible. They do take a lot of time to edit because I like to have the quality there for you, and I'll try to provide updates as often as I can, especially since most of us are working from home. Stay safe, take care of yourself, and I hope to see you soon for the EverQuest Show.